You're listening to the Classic Gamers Guild podcast.
Welcome to the Classic Gamers Guild podcast, where we explore the world of classic games and the nostalgia that they bring. For this episode, Paul and I have some special guests, Joshua and Jack of the AdventureGameHotspot.com. Joshua and Jack do all sorts of work for the adventure gaming community, and I'm so glad that you guys are around to keep the love of adventure games current and tangible. Today, we are all going to be casting our favorite adventure games as if they were a movie. And then when we're all done, we're going to put a little twist on it and cast a movie with adventure game characters. See, Jack mentioned it before. We all got it right. This is good. We may or may not have prepared much for this episode, but hey, Paul, how's it going?
Hey, going good. It's going good. I'm very excited for this episode, and I was trying to break you, is what I was doing there with the laughter. It's just seeing if I could get that intro to end, you know?
It's going to keep going. It's just one of those things. You should hear the outro.
Yeah, just so you guys know, that's not pre-recorded.
They'll never know. Now they know.
I was just wondering when you said special, were you doing like air quotes when you were introducing it?
I do that for us anyway.
Oh, all right.
Posts,
Well, at least, yeah, it's fair game.
Podcast. There's quotation marks flying everywhere. That's okay. And that's the irreverence of people that are fans of adventure games. That little quirky bit of humor that means everything is kind of punny and nobody takes offense when there's dad jokes floating around.
Well, right. I mean,
Wow.
yes, it's definitely the right definition. But, well, okay, so I'm going to try and bring a little bit of order to this before we do the movie thing. Jack and Josh, you guys are amazing. You guys okay, let me, as the host, assign one of you to answer this part. Josh, please tell us a little bit about the project that you are involved with Jack.
AdventureGameHotspot.com. We also have a podcast. We have a website, but that's super cool. Talks about adventure games. It's a hotspot. And we write stuff and we talk about stuff, and Jack's the guy. So you should probably throw it over there. I'm just the quirky guy.
Yeah, I had a 50-50 chance on that. I chose poorly.
I'm the cheerleader.
It was quirky, though. That's on brand. You're all right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Jack, take the baton. There we go.
Yeah, how do I follow that? I mean, really, well, we do stuff and we do some other stuff. It's a website devoted mainly to reviews and news of adventure games. We do, some sort of classic focused stuff, but most of it is, modern adventure games and what's new and what's current and what's coming. So, before I started this with Joshua, which we just started like last October, I was at adventuregamers.com for 18 years. So if anybody knows that site, then you have a pretty good idea what to expect of the new site, which is very much in the same spirit as that one.
Right. It's almost a territory of I'd be absolutely shocked if anybody listening, I won't say hasn't been there, but at least hasn't heard of it or read a review from you guys or knows exactly what's going on kind of thing with the niche in the community and things like that. But yeah, we're very lucky to have both of you guys doing this and running not only Adventure Games Hotspot, but Joshua, I guess to go back to your direction, you've been doing the Weird Gaming Adventure on YouTube, which I adore. I love all the ranking episodes and just all the what would you say, hot topic episodes, just pretty much all of it. I guess what I'm saying is I haven't listened to most of the interviews, but I love your channel.
Yeah,
busted.
So, 2 years now I've been doing Weird Gaming Adventure. However, I have recently converted the brand name over to Adventure Game Hotspot. Ooh. Yeah, so it's still weird on occasion, but
you gotta stop saying weird. Brand. Sorry.
Yeah, no, but that's okay because we don't mind. It's weird to not be weird over here. What's your podcast name again? Yeah, just kidding. Classic Gaming Guild. Yeah, it's weird to not be weird over here.
That's
Mulligan.
the whole point.
Exactly. I'm a big man.
Yeah, I think not
of,
weird might be stretching it a bit, but
the skits, you guys have skits and things though too. I mean, it's good. It's fun. Everything about it is fun. And it's good to be entertained.
I like to have a lot of fun. It's mostly adventure game. Well, exclusively adventure gaming nowadays, and in the future, no doubt.
Right.
Yeah, man.
There's a lot there now.
I've been really hard on the ranking, the ranker episodes that you had done. They were a lot of fun. I was just giving you the business, whether you heard me or not, through the screen.
Thank you.
On some of them, yeah. One of the 2 videos, I'm like, hypocrite in the last video.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that. But if that's the case, I'll blame the staff,
right?
Because that's why you have a staff, right?
And there's nothing more hypocritical than me trying to say hypocrite to anybody who listens to our show frequently. It's like you'll never get the same answer twice, kind of thing. It's like, well, in that exact minute, it felt that way.
Exactly. That's true. And if it fits the purposes of the particular episode, and well, you know how it goes. It's showbiz, guys. Come on. And speaking of showbiz,
at time.
Literally, I've done that. And then you guys, right after the last podcast, my son broke his leg.
Oh no.
No.
Yes, yeah, like 2 weeks ago now. It was his femur. It was on a school trip, so it didn't happen at home. And he's recovering quicker than me, so I'm pretty sure he'll be walking before I am.
So now, like, half your family's kind of walking around in a big circle now because of your...
Yeah, looking around going, where are my crutches? Who took my crutches?
Whose crutches? I can't use my wheelchair anymore. The kid took it. There's crutches everywhere. People are tripping on them. It's getting more dangerous the more people that get injured.
Her husband James has had to insure his legs just in case.
I would,
the last good pair in the house, man.
It's true.
Boy, broken bone epidemic.
Yeah, they really got to be more careful.
They really should.
It's true. So yeah, on that note, what we're doing today is we're going to be doing a little bit of casting of adventure games. So each of us has picked a couple of games that we've supposedly played in the past, and kind of, you ever do that where you're musing and you're like, I imagine if I was playing Quest for Glory, who would be the hero? And that's kind of what we're going to do, not for that game necessarily, but for some other games. So we have a little order of operations, and we're going to kind of go around round table style. So we're going to start with me because I'm talking right now, Joshua, Paul, and then Jack. And then we'll continue on. Imagine that we're all sitting at a table. We're moving to the left as if we were playing Monopoly with much less board throwing. Hopefully.
Right. And we all know what we're going to do, but we also kind of have no idea what we're going to do or what's about to happen. We're just, we've got notes. So
to be determined.
Yeah.
Yours were organized, Paul. I saw yours. Mine are kind of a little bit more slapdash than that, but I think we can read pretty quick. Thanks to adventure games, yes, so we'll be fine.
Nice, okay.
Cool. Well, then I'm going to start off with, if I was to cast a movie, I'm going to start off with Sam and Max Hit the Road. That was a game that I played for the first time on the LucasArts Archive Volume 3. So that was kind of my first experience with the LucasArts games, and it really hit me right in the funny chops, because Sam and Max, they just have that sassy attitude, and it took me to, like, say, Space Quest or other games that had a similar sense of humor. So for me, Sam, the detective, the big guy, is John Goodman, because he's like that funny dude that has that same presence and that gruffness. Like, I really like his ability to instill gruffness into a role. And then Max, his assistant, is Seth Green, because I think he also matches that kind of wild, crazy energy.
Yeah,
equally small.
Yes, no, I'm not saying that necessarily came to my mind, but it might have.
Yeah, that's. I don't know how to even come close to John Goodman. Okay, sorry, Anna. There's another character, right? Another one or two. Oh.
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Oh, can he not hear us?
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, we're good.
I just asked the question and then nobody answered. So
okay, there we go.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. What was your question?
Such a bad question that you refused to answer.
I apologize wholeheartedly.
Hold on,
No.
real quick. I haven't heard anybody for a really long time. So the last thing I heard. No, what the hell was the last thing I heard?
Did you hear the casting? Sam Max Conroy.
No. Okay. So thank you. So we had Seth Green was the last thing that I heard, and then everybody went out. Yeah.
Okay. I'll start at Conroy, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
And then you can ask your question again, and I'll be ready for it. Not that I know what it is yet. Cool. All right. And then finally, Conroy Bumpus. So he's kind of like the country guy from the game, and he's also the antagonist. But I always imagine he'd be Randy Travis, who has the same kind of hair, and he's a country singer, and just reminds me of him, but he's a lot taller. So
Yeah. So you're casting with sort of half a mind to how the characters sort of look, but are you casting a live action movie, or is this like purely animated?
And that's a good question. When I went back and forth for this one, I ended up going with entirely live action, but with like Roger Rabbit style, some computer enhancements. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I was picturing in my head for this one. Yeah.
I'm digging it. I actually forgot who the antagonist was, and you reminded me. So I got to play that again, I think.
Oh, you do? It's just such a game, too. I mean, you can go through it and snap. It's done. You've had a few laughs, and you can move on to like the real work of the day.
That's what Sam and Max is all about. I mean, it's just it's nothing but laughs, and then you can just move on. Hopefully you don't put your hands down a cat's mouth like our friend Max does. But,
unless you have to, yeah. I get it. All
All
right. Well,
what's today?
Well, yeah. Oh no! I'm either behind or way ahead of this game. I don't
So I'm next, aren't I?
You are.
Well, are we doing like alternate casting choices? Because I got a few suggestions for Sam and Max too.
Oh
like,
yeah, throw some more
wanna...
in before we move in. I don't want to cut anybody off. I love hearing this stuff.
All right, okay. Now I would not cast this actor as Sam, but I would desperately love to see him in the role. It's Kevin Hart.
Right.
I mean, he is like the epitome of manic energy, and as is Max. So I just think his take on Max would be absolutely hilarious. But
I agree.
But I wouldn't
energy for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would probably go with Seth MacFarlane, who like is just a brilliant voice actor and really quirky sense of humor.
He could be scrappy too. I could, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. I could see him playing down any manliness. I could see him playing up on the scrappy side of. Right, those are both good.
It's true. And he's like the most versatile actor really out there, Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah,
I mean, is there anything this guy cannot do?
Exactly. And for Sam, I've got Dan Aykroyd.
Sweet.
I just think he's got such a sort of cool smoothness that like he can make something funny without even saying anything funny. I just I don't know. Everything he says is kind of funny. Right?
Damn. Yep. I didn't think there'd be a better answer than John Goodman, but that actually I think that might be better than John Goodman for
yeah, you know what? I'm going to take that. That's a really good one. I'll vote that in.
Look at that. AGH comes in and we just change their minds.
Beautiful. I hope that we can all change each other's minds on all sorts of things. I love it when everybody comes together.
Gross.
Yeah.
Right now. So I'm next, and I am going to choose my favorite adventure game of all time, and that is Broken Sword. Mm-hmm. And it also helps that I cheated because the first YouTube video that I ever made a couple of years ago was a casting for Broken Sword. And I chose Chris Pine, I believe, to play George Stobart.
Okay.
I don't know what my rationale was. Maybe it was look. And I like Chris Pine as an actor.
He's a handsome guy. He's good. It's the
Some
hair.
would say.
I think with him, it's kind of the hair too, because he's got that swoop back kind of thing.
That flowing, pushed back hair. Yeah. He's and I think he's a great actor. Nico was Mila Kunis, mostly because I just like to look at her, and I would love to see a movie with me my favorite adventure game with a beautiful woman like Mila Kunis.
She's very lookable. I will give you
Yeah,
that.
she's
God,
pretty
yeah.
easy on the eyes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She
Yes. And she's got
is.
great eyes. You mentioned easy on the eyes. They're big and beautiful. Okay.
I was just literally talking to Paul about her earlier. I didn't pick her for a casting, but I brought up somebody like her and said that same kind of confident, cool with everybody kind of a vibe like Mila. Because she's like that, the one of the guys kind of girls, right?
Sure. You can have,
Right.
I see her drinking a little bit of beer and then, switching over to wine,
Right.
Right.
Classy.
That's a good way to
Depends on
put
what
that.
we're doing, though, right?
What a neat package you put that in.
In that order. The next round is Andre Labino. So, which is a guy who is after Nico in many of these games. In fact, I'm pretty sure he gave her red panties as a gift, which I mean is never a good idea.
No, it's pretty creepy if you ask me.
Right.
Yes,
I guess
and
if you
he
don't
is
know
creepy.
them that well.
and also, yeah.
Well, at least not edible.
I chose
I was thinking the same thing. Oh my God.
Now all I can think of
I'm
is-
going to say it. So
Good.
Now all I can
Thank
think
you.
is Jude Law giving Mila Kunis an edible red panties.
Ooh.
Yeah, Jude Law is my Andre.
Yeah, no.
Okay, not
Very
bad.
classy. That's
Not
a good
bad.
call. Yeah,
All
because
right.
I was imagining Ryan Gosling right away as George, because I don't know, the two kind of just had that kind of innocent but smart, work their way through an
Gos-
adventure game personality.
Gosling. I was thinking Brendan Fraser or like
yeah.
prime Robert Redford.
Oh, yeah, with
like
a little blonder Robert Redford. I like
Right.
that.
Right. What about
But
Lucy
I'm not
Liu
changing
for
my
Nico?
mind.
Fair enough. All right, what about Lucy Liu for Nico?
Oh, she's hot.
I don't
Yeah,
know. Annie, what did you have?
I
I think
like-
yours is better.
I like Mila though. She's
I like Mila too. Yeah, she works because I was like old school Angelina Jolie. I kind of like that tone, but she reminds me of Mila in a way, but she's like older.
all right.
now I got a couple for this game too. A little background first, though. This particular exercise for this particular game is sort of what put Joshua on my radar. Because I remember him posting this question on the Adventure Gamers forums when I was there. And like I'd seen his name before, but it's just one of many. And I just thought, oh, that's such a fun topic and, a fun question. And, we sort of had a little exchange back and forth. And, little did I know that a couple of years later we'd be, partners in a venture like this. But anyway, so yeah, this game and this question is kind of a special thing
That's
for me.
cool.
So my choice for George, now he's not a movie star, so this wouldn't be sort of a big budget game or a big budget movie, but I'm going to go with Donald Gleason. Who is the star of Ex Machina and the Peter Rabbit movies, and he was in the Star Wars movies. Now he's naturally sort of redheaded, but I think if you give him a blonde hair color and style, he would just be the perfect George. He's kind of an everyman quality, but with a little quirky sensibility and a sense of humor, and I just think he would be absolutely perfect for that role. And for Nico, I've got Audrey Tautou, who if people only know her from her French movies like Amélie. They may think, oh, no, I don't see her in that. But she was actually in a very Nico-ish role in the Da Vinci Code. So, to me, that's kind of a natural fit. So, and talk about very lookable. She certainly fits that bill, too. So those are my choice. I don't have anyone for Andre. I don't even remember what Andre looks like.
I put Adrian Brody for Andre, for what it's worth. If we need a quick
Adrian
placeholder.
Brody works. I could do it. I threw Woody Harrelson in, so for him.
What
Wow.
about Aaron Eckhart
All right.
for George?
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good.
Could be.
Yeah.
I've got him as a possibility for someone else's game, so I was going to hold back on that one.
Ooh. Okay. Well, let's see what you've got, Paul.
All right. So, right. Oh, my game. Yeah. Okay. Because we're good. I'm caught up to myself now. Police Quest 2. I'll do Police Quest 2. So, all right. So I went with Sonny for Sonny. Okay, first of all, Sonny Bonds would be the right protagonist of the game, and I went with Joseph Gordon-Levitt for Sonny Bonds because frankly, he's just boring as hell. He's just like the perfect default, just tall, dark, handsome avatar. Stand here and be a cop, and he's like, okay, and that's what Sonny kind of. I think Sonny is more of Sierra's character. He's almost more of an avatar, almost more meant to be like you the player. As Sonny Bonds, as opposed to, let's say, Roger, who kind of like is very much his own personality. So yeah, that's my point. Is I was looking for a real bland, but also charming because I love Sonny. So I want to like the person, and I like this guy. He's just
a blank slate for you.
A blank slate. Thank you, Anna. That's such a more positive way to put it.
I don't know. Ask him if he thinks that.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
That's the upgrade?
I'm in nothing, people. Thank you.
All right, so for Keith, and I'll be honest, I picked Police Quest 2 just because of Keith. I love Keith, and to give you guys a background, because you might have to like cryptically piece together tiny bits of like 150 of these episodes to come to the conclusion that we kind of, I think Anna and I both love Keith because he's useless, just useless, and he gives you the impression that he's not. He has the balls to really present himself as like a sidekick and somebody who's there for you. And he's just not. And he's always a dick about it. Like no matter what you need or want, he's just like, I'm gonna get a smoke. You fucking work it out. That's his attitude. Like I'm having a smoke.
It's a male reproductive organ.
Right.
Yeah, that's just I'm gonna go smoke and that's it. And his action happened. Oh, good. I'm glad you dealt with it while I was gone. Brilliant. Let's move on.
Yeah. It's so.
Well, whoever you picked, I hope it's because they're a great actor rather than they remind you of this.
Right. That's a great point. Actually, and I feel good saying yes. It's true. It's true. This won't hurt any feelings. Yeah. This is going to be not even Jeff Bridges, but Jeff Bridges as Lebowski. You really. Oh yes. We need that energy. Just that full kind of nihilism. Not completely nihilistic, but Lebowski energy.
The dude abides.
Right.
So just anybody, every actor that you cast, any actor that you're going to cast for him, just get him really high.
Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly.
And I was thinking about this earlier. It would be really neat to, how it's the popular now to take all of these popular IPs and make it the older IPs and make it this is what they are now as old as they would be, like the Indiana Jones, the current Indiana Jones and stuff. How about Robert Patrick playing Sonny Bonds his actual age? Because he should be like what? 68 now, probably like that. Robert Patrick.
Yeah,
and there's
actually,
the synergy
I can
of
see that.
The Terminator
so
coming through the
intense.
cell. Yeah.
That's what he'd grow into. Like as he got older, he'd get that kind of hardness, but still he'd be like really handsome and good looking. I can see that.
Yeah,
and Robert Patrick is a handsome man in a non-weird way, guys. Like he's a handsome older gentleman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he aged really well. It's like him and like people like him or Pierce Brosnan, they just like kind of continue to be different kinds of good looking as they get older, but it's all good.
That's usually the way it works, and their pocketbooks are getting larger and larger, so extra handsome, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. Better looking. Look at that. All right. Well, who you got for? I need to know.
Oh, there's more characters. Okay,
Marie's
sorry.
Got to be. I need to know.
For Marie's, I went with Shannon Elizabeth, who is just if you remember her from maybe let's say 13 Ghosts, but she was a real like early noughties like 2000s era, just like almost like damsel in distress and B horror movies, and she has a lady of the night kind of vibe about her. Is frankly why I picked her.
I can see that in some roles more than others, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Marie, that's her roots, man. So
you look like a real prostitute.
Yeah.
You got that.
I'd like to cast you.
Vibe.
Got the hooker look.
But could you go back in time just a little? It'll be perfect. Thanks. All right.
Yeah.
Jesse Baines, I don't even know if this is a good choice, but I went with Matthew McConaughey just because I feel like Matthew McConaughey has this like scumbaggy side about him.
Yep.
I've used him for one of my other cast members, so I think it works. Yeah.
Me too. Or he's on the bubble for one of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. And then finally, the Captain Fletch. I went with Sam Jackson because honestly, he plays as Sam Jackson. He's just constantly yelling at you. 0 to eruptive at all times. Reactive, I should say.
Yeah, I agree with all of those choices. I was kind of like, I was trying to go for the innocent blank slate thing too. So I went with Michael C. Halls for Sonny Bonds because
I
just thought he kind of had that. Yeah, that kind of generic, like, I'm ready to learn and I can get things done if I have to. But if not, I'm going to be the sweet guy that marries, the hooker or, whatever ends up happening. And John C. McGinley from House as his partner, because he's also got that flippin', you know what, I really don't give a shit kind of an attitude going on.
Oh, you mean
Keith, go do what you want.
House?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's just a fun sentence, so it doesn't,
It totally works. And then his main squeeze, I wanted somebody a little bit wild that it would be really, really, really satisfying if you can tame her. So I went with Natasha Lyonne because I thought she'd be like that. If you know who she is, she's from like Orange Is the New Black. Or yeah,
Anna sent me a lot of pictures of her. I was like, please stop, this is inappropriate.
I think she's super hot. She was wearing clothes in almost all of them, I swear. But I guess I went kind of generic. I popped the captain in as Chris Rock because I thought he also had that same energy, but him as he is now with sort of that more amount of like flamboyant authority that would like work really well if you were pretending to be super serious.
Right.
And then Chuck Norris, there he is. He's Jesse Baines because super badass. But again, going back in time, I'm talking like 70s Chuck Norris.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah.
You can totally tell the games that Jack hasn't played.
Yeah, he's all quiet.
Before he was like revving up. I got to talk about this.
Hey, come on! I got an answer for this, but only for some. I've not played Police Guys 4. I just went.
Have some.
I could only base it on the picture, really, and I watched like a little video clip. But so I just went with Brad Pitt for Sonny, and Aaron Eckhart. So to me, they just had the right look, and I didn't have enough of a read on the actual personality to know if they would suit it at all. But those made the most sense to me, and the other characters I don't know at all. So
I sincerely appreciate the effort because that's all I did for Grimm and for Broken Sword, having not played them. It's like I just I can really just watch a little video and just take a wild stab at it. But I like the Brad Pitt choice because I really like Brad Pitt. I had this realization one day where I'm like, I kind of love all his movies. Like I had to separate, like, because this was going back to, well, we're all in the same age-ish group, so let's just say like going back to when Brad Pitt was like the epitome of like attractiveness. So there's like this natural almost like rebellion as a guy towards him, where it's like, well, fuck that guy first of all.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And also my wife thinks he's hot, so
right, exactly. Thank you, mate. But then I thought about it, I'm like, like from Fight Club to Snatch to Inglourious Bastards to 7 to 12 Monkeys, like just those movies right there, like all in my top 20. Like I was like, God damn, like, he's just littered it. Like he just kills it. Like it's and at some point you have to credit him for seeing a good script and wanting to be in it. So it's like I feel like he has a good taste, so I have to like the guy. And it's easier to do so now because of gravity and age. But
he is. He can just take them all on. You got to wonder which way around was it? Was it these were the roles that were being offered, or was he selectively picking those specifically because they were on brand for him? It's interesting.
Right, and some of them were pretty out there, like I'd argue Snatch and
Dude,
Snatch.
River runs through it. Not River runs through it. Legends of the Fall. His character in Legends of the Fall is I don't even know how to describe it. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of things.
See, and I haven't even seen that one. Like out of everything I just said, that makes me like, should I be excited to watch Legends of the Fall? It turns out.
Well, if you're excited before, you won't be when you're done. You'll probably be depressed and all of those other things. But great acting, great movie. His character is such a badass.
Dang.
So, I'm curious. I got to hear what you have to say, Jack. What is your first choice?
Oh, all right. Well, I may as well, since Paul already gave it away. Thanks, Paul. I'm going to go with Grim Fandango.
Good call.
Yeah. So for Manny Calavera, I got to go with the man of the moment, which is Pedro Pascal. Now he tends to take more serious roles, the Mandalorian and the Last of Us character and stuff like that. But like I've seen him in interviews, and he's got a good sense of humor. I think he would have a lot of fun with that role. So yeah, I think he'd be great.
He'd play around with it for sure.
For Glottis, I considered John Goodman. Well, okay, if it has to be a living character, which I suppose helps for casting, I would go with John Goodman. But I really want to go with John Candy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think
fun.
it would just be an absolute riot as Glottis, and he would really get into the role.
Yeah,
and for Mercedes Calamar, I could have picked any number of great Latina actors. Well, not that she had to be Latina, but that's what I would have chosen. But I went with Zoe Saldana. I don't know. I think they're just like she's sort of tall, thin, a touch of elegance and stuff like that. And she's a great actress. So
yeah, she's amazing.
So she's my Mercedes.
She's a little too alive, though.
Yeah. Well, I think they all. Well, except for John Candy. Yeah, he's actually perfect for the role.
Actually.
And you're dead. Yeah, I should have picked all dead people. Oh, what was I thinking?
That's funny.
Now, what about the voice actor of Grim Fandango? Was it like Jose Plana or something? He's a famous actor, like real life.
Well, he's not famous. He is in movies. I can't recall his name offhand, but
like more famous than you and I, though, for sure.
Yeah, well, definitely. Yeah,
he's done a movie.
Yeah. You're not going to headline a movie though, so. And come on, how do you not go with Pedro Pascal?
Calavera.
Yeah.
Jose. How do you pronounce his last name? Is it Plana or Anna? We're going to go with Plana.
Butcher them both.
Did I?
I don't know.
All right.
So what about you guys? Who's got some alternates for me?
Well, I was originally going with Richard Grieco for Manny because, like, older school, I thought he might, but then I flipped over and I went to like a younger Sean Connery. Ooh. I think he could do like the debonair kind of like just really pull off that role with style.
Yeah, all right. Definitely Rubicabra Manny, that's for sure.
I had to force pick one because I don't. Yeah, it's not coming from the heart. It's coming from like a rushed watching of a review that I thought in 10 minutes I can encapsulate the spirit of the entire game and then cast characters from actors upon it. But it was actually, it's pretty hard to do.
It is.
And and I was like loosely paying attention because I still don't have like the details of the ending spoiled somehow yet after all these years. But anyway, I was just like mid 90s Antonio Banderas, because he was he was suave, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
that works.
Yeah, it works for sure.
It was. I was almost thinking Shelley Duvall for Mercedes.
Right. No, but it was fun thinking you met Manny for a second, though. It was like,
Shelley Duvall is Glottis. That would
hear me out.
That would work. But no, she has that kind of that wafy, ethereal kind of a,
Right.
I think she could pull it off.
No, she does. Yeah.
I think Minnie Driver would be a choice that I would go with. She's got a big range that she can do there.
Yeah. Right. What happened to her? She was a really big deal. I haven't heard that name in like a decade. So
she was a big deal. She actually sang in Phantom of the Opera. She's like really sang that. Anyways, yeah, she was the what do you call it? The diva in Phantom of the Opera. But for Glottis, I think Louis Anderson, man.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I love Louis Anderson. That's good. Yeah, I like that. I was thinking Jonah Hill. So I mean, one of those kind of characters. I like that.
I'm doing artificial yes in the background. They're unearned.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Paul says this is okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Well, I guess it's back to me unless anybody has anything on that. Yep. No, we're good. Okay.
Oh, you know what? Real quick, before you start, I just want to quickly note that I had two for Sam and Max I never mentioned. And I like them, so I'm going to bother to. So for Conroy Bumpkus, real quick, I propose Owen Wilson. And
nice.
For Max, Charlie Day.
Yeah, Charlie Day.
Charlie Day. Yes.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
Funny.
Yeah.
He's
those
got
are
that
legitimate enough.
Pretty sure he's rabid. But the problem is, in going back, you didn't do the like the Wayne's World, like flashback sound. Yeah.
Now it's going to be so hard to edit.
How do you put that in the right place? Because that's, you know what, they are legitimately good enough to be there.
All right, sorry.
Never too late.
Not when you have editing. But people will find out when they hear it. We didn't. It'll just be here. That's okay.
I know. I always start the next thing like real close to the mic and shit. It's very, very obvious. All right, sorry.
I had to pick a Sierra game because in the style of what I like and obsess over, Leisure Suit Larry 1 would be the game that I picked. And I already kind of alluded to it in another time and place where people might hear it. But Richard Klein being Larry from Three's Company as he was in the 70s, circa like 78 or 80. But outside of that, I thought Zooey Deschanel would be fun, the receptionist, because she's super quirky and just awesome in anything she does. And so, you know, you put her in a movie, even if you don't know who she's going to be, she's going to rock it. And Reese Witherspoon as Faith, not just because of her hair, but also her construct and kind of how she behaves and her attitude and stuff. Let's see. Yeah, the last one. No, actually, Faith is Constant Wu. That's why I fixed it up. Fawn is Reese Witherspoon. Right. Faith is Constance Wu. She's from Crazy Rich Asians, and she's absolutely adorable and somebody you're totally going to want to go for like your final, oh yeah, you need it.
The problem with these, if it's a problem at all, is there's so many different versions. You know, you've got Larry 1, then you've got like VGA, then you got Reloaded.
I'm all EGA for this. All of these are Larry 1 EGA, I should have stated. That's specifically what I'm going off of.
See, that's even more vague, which is nice, because there's even less facial definition. Right.
Exactly. Looks exactly like her.
Brunette, okay. So,
how would you like to be known as the EGA actress of a Larry game?
You have a very vague face. You know, that's what we're looking for.
You look very pixelated and also a little slutty.
A little slutty, a little pixelated. Let's see how you look in a hot tub. We'll go from there.
And there's just something messed up about it, because like I picked Ava Mendes for Faith, but only because Faith has a little mole. You know, I was like, well, I need not Cindy Crawford, so.
I just had a terrible time trying to figure out which girl was which. Now, was Eve? Was she the dark-haired one?
Yes.
Okay, Angelina Jolie.
Nice.
Now, Fawn, and my wife helped me with this. I chose Charlize Theron or the girl in Transformers 2, the Victoria's Secret model. Just because, you know.
Okay, either of them would work, though. I like that.
Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what? I took a swing at this. I went with Heather Graham for Fawn.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
She seems obtainable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she, you know, you saw The Hangover.
Right, yeah. There's a level of, like, maybe I could, you know? In there.
Yeah. Jack, you got any of those?
Well, no, I mean, I have not played the game, so all these names are just mystifying to me, but I can tell you something. I would watch any of the actresses you've named in a movie any day of the week. So.
God, isn't that so true?
I'm very proud. Yeah, that's great.
If y'all are listening, we've got some movie ideas for you guys. Yeah.
Now, I do have some ideas on Larry, though. I don't want to hog the spotlight, though. Anyone else want to jump in on Larry before I do?
Do it.
Ooh.
No, go for it, please.
All right. I have no idea where this came from. I think I heard somebody suggest this elsewhere, so I'm not going to take credit for it. And this isn't actually my actual choice. I'm saving my choice for the end. But I think John Lovitz is like a real life Larry. Right. I mean, he's probably a sweetheart in real life, but I just mean he's got that sort of schlubby, sleazy, kind of slimy personality. So, and the look too. So I can't help but think of him.
That's good though.
No, it's perfect. It really is, especially for.
I like that a lot.
The way he was drawn in the latter games, like year 6 and 7. Yeah.
Yeah, but the actor. Okay,
Three's Company one though.
Yeah, all right, maybe I should have gone with him. But the one I did pick is Mike Myers. I think
Right.
Like he didn't immediately leap out at me, but I think he could really do it. And again, he's got kind of a schleppy sort of look, and that guy can act, man. So
right,
That's
a great choice.
Plus, he's a Canadian,
like
so
realistic,
that's
like,
absolutely. Always a plus.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell you who Al Lowe said he would cast?
Oh, please.
Yes, please.
Well, he is certain that 40-Year-Old Virgin was stolen from him. And so he says that since he is absolutely guaranteed that 40-Year-Old Virgin was a stolen script, he's going to go with, what is it, Steve Carell, I think was the actor. Yeah.
It's suitable.
So. Yeah.
And he's the right kind of character, too, for it. Yeah.
You think so? Because I've heard you say that about Al's statement before, and I don't know. I kind of wonder if Al has even seen the 40-Year-Old Virgin, because the Carell, like I'm sure Steve Carell could do Larry, but to me the character isn't at all very Larry. He's trying not to get laid practically. He's afraid of sex. Like he's
that is kind of true, isn't it?
Not to get laid.
You have a good point. Him as he's in the movie, not so much, but how, that character.
Like one of them is ineffective and the other's incapable, and there's kind of a difference there.
But they both, as quoted in 40-Year-Old Virgin, they both put the pussy on the pedestal.
Right.
Well, that's true. Yeah. But they take it in completely different directions. So it struck me as kind of an odd connection to me, but.
Right.
Right. No, that's very interesting. Yeah, that's enough for an episode. Interesting.
It is.
I think I'm next, right?
So, you are.
Do you have a Larry real quick, Josh?
Not me personally. I think you guys covered it. Like,
real quick, I got a jokey one and a real one. I got Charlie Sheen as my jokey Larry. It's kind of just a gross Larry. And then, right, thank you. And then Bill Hader was my jokey.
Oh yeah.
Bill Hader.
I feel like he could in the same light as that Mike Myers could, that he possibly could, and he has the kind of look too.
And he's got the voices. You can totally hear the Larry.
Right.
Like yeah.
Oh, I could see that.
Okay. All right, Josh.
So the next one I'm going to have a little fun with. And by the way, I was told that we could only cast 3 characters, and so I'm going to go outside that now. I'm going to go with Day of the Tentacle. I chose 3 characters, but I'm going to throw an extra. I'm going to throw a 4th one in there. So we're going to have Bernard. We're going to have Laverne. We're going to have Hoagie, and we're going to do Dr. Fred. And so Bernard is going to be, I don't know the actor's name, but did you ever watch yeah, he's a big actor.
Fantastic.
For real. I can see the headline now. Some guy.
The character on Gotham who plays Penguin.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah,
I do.
That guy,
remember.
I mean, the look, he sounds like Bernard. He literally walks like Bernard in Day of the Tentacle as portraying his character in Penguin.
Right, now I'm more on board.
Bernard.
Robin Lord Taylor. Okay, yes, I do recognize him. Okay.
I could totally hear him when watching that show. Secret passage. This is all so easy. Yeah. Okay.
That was a good Bernard. Yeah.
So now, bear with me here. I'm going to try to reason with you here. So Laverne, I'm going to go with Paris Hilton, but a drunk and stoned Paris Hilton.
She needs that to bring her
Paris Hilton.
Yes. We're talking Paris Hilton coming out of a car, a really low car. Yeah.
So Paris Hilton.
Yes.
You don't need to keep putting all these qualifiers in there. That is
exactly. But the little, I should quell myself here. Okay.
Go for it.
And Hoagie. I don't know the actor's name, but the big dude on Lost.
Oh my God, that's who I picked. Nice. Sorry, I'm such a child. I'm so sorry.
Right. Well, that's great.
Jose Garcia.
Yeah, Jose Garcia.
You could probably give a better reason than I do, because I never saw Lost. No. I remember seeing when Lost was coming out and all the commercials. I'm like, that's Hoagie.
Right.
That's Hoagie.
Right. Yeah.
Give him a guitar. And I'm going to go with Ed Edison, older Ed Edison. What is the name? It's a good actor. I ruined this. You guys talk, and I'm gonna come back here.
Wow, great preparation, Joshua.
I didn't write this one
there.
down because I told you I thought there's only gonna be 3. Who's the actor in Red? The old guy.
Is it Ed Harris?
Malkovich?
John Malkovich.
John
Malkovich. Thank you, sir.
Right.
This is why I love you, Jack. Also because
I hope
you
there's
do
more
almost
reasons
all the
than that.
work for adventure games.
Aw. So sweet. You guys know each other's hotspots. I love it.
That's how rumors start.
Yeah.
Who you got?
All right. This is good. Yeah,
go
ahead.
ahead.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking Bernard would be Johnny Galecki, the guy from Big Bang Theory. I thought he kind of had that vibe and that personality that would suit the role. He could really nerd it up. And I thought, I don't even know if any of you know her, but Debbie Ryan, she was in a show called Insatiable and a bunch of other stuff. She's blonde and she'd just be great as like Laverne. She's really quirky and kind of able to play those characters that have that kind of a personality. And I had Hoagie as Jack Black, because again, that frenetic energy, just the framing and just everything about his personality reminded me of him. And you threw Dr. Fred in late, and then I was surprised you didn't say Christopher Lloyd, because I thought that would be a good role for him.
No, that's not bad. Christopher Lloyd, the Doc.
Mm-hmm.
Those are pretty good. Jack, what do you got?
All right. Well, oh man, I went like all over the place with Bernard. I hope you don't mind me throwing out just a bunch of names that I didn't pick. I considered Paul Rudd and Martin Short and Jerry Seinfeld and even Will Ferrell. But I wanted somebody tall and skinny, and I needed the voice too. I just wouldn't be right without sort of a high-pitched kind of whiny voice. So I ended up picking Michael Cera.
Nice.
Oh,
He does have that kind of voice too.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And
Michael Cera.
I should throw in that he's Canadian too, but we're not exactly proud of that. But no, just kidding. But so Laverne was my only sure pick. I was pretty confident when going with Kate McKinnon from Saturday Night Live. I mean, you can just do any character.
Right.
She's so talented. And Hoagie, again, I was all over the place. Jack Black was certainly a possibility. Jim Belushi was a possibility. But I ended up picking Danny McBride. I don't know if you guys know him. But he's been in a whole bunch of
That's
things.
a great choice.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's really good.
That suits
He might be
the
my
hair,
favorite
too.
comedian right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. What about Ed? Did you pick one for Ed?
Didn't pick one for Ed. I didn't know we were doing Ed, but I thought if there was a fourth, it might be Purple Tentacle. And I was kind of debating on that one. I decided I'd probably go with Tim Allen for that. So
Great.
I would choose Janet Jackson's nipple in the Super Bowl.
Very specifically at that time and place, frozen that moment.
Yeah, that's the only time I've seen that.
Yeah. I've only seen her nipple then too. So fair enough.
You can see a little bit on that album cover. At least you think you can when you were 12, and there's those hands covering her boobs. You're like, I see a little dark, and it's more than a shadow.
You got it.
All right. Well, look, listen. I got some terrible dot picks, and you're gonna have to hear them. So for Bernard, we're doing Rick Moranis.
Okay.
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
But
Canadian.
Jack, you're right to bring up Seinfeld, because I just now realized there is kind of there's quite a Jewy vibe in Bernard.
There is, isn't there?
And so I'm disappointed in myself for not picking up on that sooner.
And the only reason I didn't go with Seinfeld, I think, is because he can't act.
Right.
We are trying to cast a movie here, so
Right,
like he can be Seinfeld, but
you know what?
I don't know about Bernard.
Seinfeld would work in Maniac Mansion when it was supposed to be a B movie. You know, where you
Right.
need that
Instead
campy
of the
acting.
that would have worked.
All right. So anyway, it was Rick Moranis, right? Jorge Garcia we covered. Laverne, I picked Amy Poehler, which is a lot like I think it was Jack's choice, right? But I forgot her name.
Yeah,
The current blonde on SNL.
Amy Poehler was my secondary.
Right. You could swap them out, right? In a sense, though. And then I picked Jim Carrey for Ed.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I'm saying yup. I don't even remember Ed, so I just think Jim Carrey in anything is fine. So
Right.
Yeah.
And
Put him
we're-
in movies
we're-
better.
we're keeping the Canadian theme going. So we're naming all kinds of Canadians. So just put us in everything, man.
Right.
I think so. We appreciate it.
That's right.
Josh, how outnumbered are we? Are you Canadian as well?
Actually, my father's Canadian from Nova Scotia.
Wow.
So I'm
oh,
half.
cool. Nova Scotians, they're so nice. I have lots of Nova Scotian friends. They're lovely.
Yeah, they're all high. All my
Yeah,
family
we-
down in
all
Canada.
of them.
Like,
No, that's
we
good.
live on an
That's
island.
all of us.
It's
Very
Yeah.
kind. They're in a
I'm
kind
from
place.
BC. Mhm. Yeah.
Where
That's
are we
you,
at
Paul.
Yeah.
for? Oh, right. Okay. I'm like, for what? Maybe the show we're in.
What's
the
our
middle of.
topic again? What's this podcast about?
You want me to start the intro all over, Paul? I got you.
Oh my god! All right, I got Willy Beamish, and I felt so indulgent doing 2 Sierra titles, but I really wanted to do both of these, so here we are. But so for Willy, I picked modern day 37-year-old Frankie Muniz. I mean, just
He can still play an
he's
8-year-old,
still
no
real
problem.
smart. It's fine.
He's like Webster or one
Get
of
it
those
done in less
ones that-
takes. Yeah, just gotta narrow his face. For Gordon, I picked Ed Harris because he kind of looks like Ed Harris, or at least any guy with gray hair and round glasses. For Sheila, I picked Katie Segal because she's got hardcore that vibes, Married with Children vibes.
She's
Tiffany
already used to hanging with Ed Harris too, so it's good all around.
Oh wait, I might have picked the wrong Ed then. Shit.
Oh, right. No, that's probably me. I always get them
Okay,
confused.
doesn't even matter though, does it?
Doesn't matter. They're all
Right.
Eds.
All good actors.
Yeah, Ed Harris. No, I know who you mean now. The guy, him. Yes, of
Ed
course.
Harris, I
You're
picture has a square top to him. You know, like
He
his head.
does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, it's good to get that
Apollo
out.
and all that.
Turns
Truman
out,
Show.
feels good.
Gotcha.
Right.
It does.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tiffany's Miley Cyrus for some reason. Leona is the villain. She's Meryl Streep because Meryl Streep, frankly, she seems like a bitch, and I think that I feel like that's why. And then Lewis Stool is Jeffrey Jones, who's that scumbag in Beetlejuice, who turned out to be just a real life scumbag too. So
That's funny because I picked for Leona Gina Davis from Beetlejuice because I was like thinking, but her as she is now, but
big old lips, yeah,
connects.
man. I still have a crush on Gina Davis.
Oh God, don't
I
we all?
remember so little about Willy Beamish, even though I played it later in life too, because it was incredibly hard. It was an incredibly hard game. I remember Nintari, which I thought that was so clever as a child, but when I played it when I was older, I'm like, what? The actual word
Bit on the nose.
But I just thought, any Culkin. Any Culkin,
right?
And the other one I was thinking was I wanted to cast was the nurse. So Pamela Anderson.
Yeah, who wouldn't? Nice. Yeah. That'll work.
That's all I got on that.
No, I love how you're just like, I'm casting who I wanted to. That's the spirit.
Which version of the nurse, though, are you casting? Are you casting the Sega CD version or the PC version? Because they both have different pointing boobs.
Oh, no.
They go in different directions.
It's definitely PC. What am I missing?
Okay. Yeah, you should check that out.
Okay, Google.
Yeah, for sure. So,
but
yeah, I was thinking that kid, the annoying kid from Young Sheldon, would make a good Willy Beamish because he's got that look and he could play the wild kid a little bit.
Face, that kid.
Highly punchable face for sure. The parents, the dad would be Michael Gross, who's the dad from Family Ties. He's kind of got a daddish, kind of tall, skinny vibe. And Sheila would be Leah Catherine Thompson, who was Marty's mother in the past in Back to the Future, but as she is now.
Mm-hmm. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, I like that.
That makes more sense than it has business making sense.
I know, it's just I don't know why it just fits so damn well. And then the sisters is I was going to say the sister from that 70s show, but she up and died. But Christina Moore, the sister who replaced the sister from that 70s show, would make a really good older sister. Kind of has that sassy attitude, get the hell out of my bathroom kind of thing going on. And then I already told you my villain, so we're good there.
That actually makes sense if you let it. The bathroom statement. It's like
it has to sink in.
No, the sister, the jerk sister from that 70s show died?
The first one did, but they brought in another one later.
That's terrible. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I don't know her, but
you need a moment?
Right.
It's okay.
I do. Look into my eyes.
Well, I'm now over 2 on Paul's games in terms of having played them. So I've not played Willy Beamish, so I just went with Freddie Highmore for my actor, just because he's always brilliant in everything, and was even as a very young kid. So I just know he could do it.
I believe in him.
That's right.
Yeah, that
And the
works
others,
for
I
me.
got nothing.
No, that's okay. It gets a bit into detail. You kind of have to know the game to care about who the parents
Pretty
are. The
much.
main
I got a little
characters,
lost
so
in that one. That's my bad.
Mhm.
Yeah, sorry about
That's
that, guys.
okay. We let you have it. It's fine.
I knew I went too far because Anna's like, that's ambitious. I'm like, uh-oh.
It's your show, buddy.
That's fine. So we got Paul. Okay, Jack, you are. Was that you, Paul? Yes.
That's
Okay.
it.
Yeah. All right. Let's preface this with the last but not least, hopefully. And I'm going to go with Telltale's The Walking Dead.
Nice.
And for Lee Everett, there's even though I would love to have Denzel Washington in every movie I ever cast, I got to go with Idris Elba as my Lee Everett. He's just the epitome of cool. He's tough, and yet there's a soft side there too. So he would just be absolutely perfect as Lee. Now, Clementine, I don't know if you guys have played The Walking Dead, but so Clementine's a little girl, but she actually ages throughout the series. So now Clementine is a black girl, and I'm picking a white actress. So nobody claimed that I'm whitewashing the role. Okay. It's just the actress was so perfect that I had to go with her. Her name's McKenna Grace. And she's just been in a ton of things. She was in the recent Ghostbusters. She was in Gifted. She was in The Handmaid's Tale. Just go through her, IMDb page, and it's just littered with roles. And I don't even know if she's 12 or 13 or anyway, she'd be absolutely perfect. And then for my third character, I went with Kenny, who's not a bad guy, but he's a massive pain in the ass and always has his own agenda. Kind of pretty rednecky, so I wasn't sure where I wanted to go with this. I considered Costner. I considered Nick Offerman, but I shouldn't be throwing out extra names on my own. But anyway, I went with Matthew McConaughey too. Because I think he's got the Southern drawl already, so that's kind of
so
built in, and yeah, he can be a bit of a dick when he wants to too. So
I need to see Matthew McConaughey with a beard. I just need to see Matthew McConaughey with a beard. I don't think the guy's ever not shaven.
Right.
That takes too much preparation.
Stubble.
It's funny you say that though, because it took me finding him with at least a glorified 5 o'clock for me to lock him in as Baines. I'm like, that's all I needed. He does look scummy with it, and he knows it. That's why he never has it.
Yeah,
and because Kenny looks like he's straight from the bayou. I mean, fishing all day. Right. Shooting gators type of thing on there. Oh, that's a tough one. You chose who I wanted, Elba, but what about Jamie Foxx for Lee?
That works.
Or maybe even I don't want to give another one.
Go for it.
You why not if it's one?
Maybe even Will Smith. So I feel like there's a slap that needs to be handed out. Will Smith would be the guy.
Yeah, I'm not sure a slap would cut it with zombies.
Right. That is
screaming
true.
down on your face.
I thought Geordie LaForge, he could kind of take everybody on. He could do up the role.
Reading Rainbow?
Good. Yeah, Reading Rainbow, that Geordie. That's the one. Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking for Clement.
Star Wars guy, right? Star Trek guy.
Star Trek, yeah.
Yeah, also, he was in Star Trek. The eyes, yeah.
Blind guy.
Nobody wants to say it.
But yeah, originally I was going to go with Raven Simone, kind of how she used to be. She was from that Cosby Show and totally Raven for Clementine. Because I was like Millie Bobby Brown, but I'm like, maybe I should kind of. Anyways, that's what I ended up going with.
She was on the Cosby Show?
Not Millie, but Raven.
Raven, right? So she's 40 now. Then she's
our age now.
There's
oh my god,
nothing wrong with 40. Dude.
No, there's not. But
it's way too young.
This march of time.
And my Kenny was Matthew McConaughey, but then I was like, okay, if that's already been taken, I don't know if any of you have ever seen Letterkenny, but in Letterkenny, one of the characters is Nathan Dales, and he's just got this look that would totally work, I think, for the country style and stuff. So a Canadian actor.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
You guys are good at that.
It's a thing.
Can I cast
We're
my,
good at
can
the
I cast
southern
my Kenny?
redneck roles. Yeah, all right, okay.
Oh yeah.
I want to throw Ryan Flippy out there for Kenny, just because like I just love him as an actor. I gotta give him some acknowledgement at least once throughout this episode. Ryan Flippy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Good call.
I wouldn't have picked him in a million years, but have you seen him in something that?
I can't picture him dirty.
Right.
he's Shaggy in Shooter. Of course, he's shot and drugged up, after being shot. So maybe that has something to do with it. And so,
he's good at being like a, that kind of
cool.
a good guy, bad guy, very cool, very like, rebel.
What about Channing Tatum? Or is he too like?
You want to talk about punchable face? That's yeah. Yeah. Oh, what about for Clementine? And I'm so glad you said that we could choose.
Wait a minute,
Lucy Lou for Nico.
Because
I didn't say that. I just went ahead and did it.
Well, no, by way of your actions and your words, you did imply.
All right. Yeah, I'll be burned first if we both go.
Little girl.
We've all done it. It's okay.
Longtime listeners of the show will know that I've taken a firm children are terrible actors stance from the get-go.
Yeah, most are.
And because thank you, Jack. They're just children are the worst actors. They're all pretty bad. And so when you find like the one a generation that's good, it's just you got to go with that. And I think that's exactly what Jack's doing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what about the girl from The Last of Us?
I haven't seen
Have
it.
You guys watched the show?
Yeah, I considered her.
Yeah.
She's really good
she
too.
could do it.
Bella Ramsey. Yeah.
She's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
She is really cool. She has a real self of identity of self. Like she's really strong for a child actor. So yeah, I could see.
She's a good actress.
She's really is. She's quite strong.
She kills it. Mm-hmm. Like I've been watching some YouTube clips of The Last of Us, and like it is spot on playing those scenes.
Mm-hmm.
She would do like later stage Clementine perfectly, but like young Clementine is very vulnerable. She's quite young. She's not strong at all. So like I'm sure Bella Ramsey could do it, but. Like I haven't seen her in that role. Even
it's a good way to put it, the vulnerability. It's like she's being protected like an egg in the beginning.
Yeah, exactly, and she plays it perfectly. So, whereas Bella Ramsey, like I first saw her in Game of Thrones, and she was absolutely brilliant in that show.
Yeah,
too much confidence.
A very small role, but again, just so.
I had thought about her for that too. She's just totally very, very strong, very good acting, especially when you get to the no face stuff and all that. It was just
yeah.
Well, I picked all of your guys' best answers, so that worked out nicely.
So is that it?
I think we've gone around.
Yeah, that is it. We've got a fun bonus round, I guess. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be fun or not. It sounds exhausting right now, but
it seems like a lot of work. But we're going to do it. Damn it!
I guess I didn't even pick one, but I sprung it on you guys, so I'm gonna.
What?
I go first anyways. You have time, so
I can use the example I gave to Anna in haste.
That's it. So my choice, I'll go on here. What we're doing now is we're going to pick a movie and cast it with video game characters as a fun little twist on the idea. And the movie I've picked, we've actually mentioned a bunch of times, which is Beetlejuice. And I've chosen to cast, of course, Beetlejuice and then Winona Ryder's character, Alec Baldwin, and Gina Davis. So I was thinking that Michael Keaton's or Beetlejuice's role would be played by Guybrush Threepwood, because I think he could do that kind of wild, manic kind of a attitude that would suit the game. And
that's so hard to pick. That's a good choice.
It's so hard. Yeah. I know. And Winona Ryder, Lydia, was Laverne from Dot, because I don't know. I'd love to see her in a more serious role where she really has to stretch her acting.
That works too, though. Actually, I feel like that works. Something about the extra large sweater that makes it work.
It totally does. Yeah. And Adam Maitland, who's played by Alec Baldwin, would be Alexander / Gideon, as he's an adult, obviously. So Alexander by this time.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm with you. I caught up.
King's Quest 3 and then
yes,
King's Quest 5. 6. And anyways, lastly, thank goodness, because this is going to end soon, is Lola from Grim Fandango. I thought Gina Davis would make a good Barbara Maitland, or Gina Davis's Barbara Maitland would be played really well by Lola from Grim Fandango. Takes her out of her usual skeletal roles and puts her somewhere else.
I've never seen Beetlejuice.
Oh, it's an amazing movie.
Yeah,
I have not. Yeah, I've not
just
seen it.
See, and I'm like,
Okay,
what's a
I'm
movie
sorry.
everybody's seen?
Swing and a miss. Beetlejuice is
So you
hard
guys-
to get. You want like Jack Sparrow kind of energy, which is like I feel like that's how you get to Guybrush because he's maybe the closest. Because it's not Roger, even though Roger and Guybrush are similar.
They are.
I can't do better, so I guess I shan't waste your time.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to be
Moving on.
chewing on this all night.
Please
Who
do.
would I pick for Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
I'd like
I feel
to
like
know.
that one famous scene where Gabriel Knight is do the dialogue scene. His hair's all disheveled and everything. It kind of looks like a little bit of Beetlejuice, right?
Oh, and he's got that attitude, like, I don't really care, but we're going to make it through this. And you know what? I might piss you off if you piss me off, kind of an attitude. So it works.
Beetlejuice is maybe too desperate, though. He's like gimmicky
Not as
too.
cool.
I don't know. It's quite hard to pin down.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, then we shan't. Joshua, what's your choice?
Shall I go next? Okay, so I went to our community, Adventure Game Hotspot community, and said, find a popular movie, and they chose Titanic.
Ooh.
Okay.
And I've got
Didn't like
nothing. I've got nothing. Oh man,
George Stobart's great, right? He could do the main actor.
Jack, but he's younger. He's
Oh.
younger. I was actually maybe thinking like an aloof, kind of quirky guy like Guybrush Threepwood.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's right. I was just thinking like it. Hopefully, it's not because he was just brought up. But yeah, immediately Guybrush and even Maria has an argument for it just because of like the budding romance of it. Yeah.
Well, also the spitting, because they have the spitting competition, right? And he spit off it was teaching her how to spit, right? So there's synergy there. You guys are gonna have to help me with the others.
Oh, so Sophia from Fate of Atlantis could play Kate Winslet.
Well, why not Elaine Marley? Redhead,
Right.
fiery.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Oh,
they both
man.
work.
Okay,
And then
And I don't
But
remember. any
Kate
of the
Winslet's
characters.
character isn't that feisty. She kind of finds herself over the course of, you know what I mean? She's
True.
sort of meek in the
So
first
maybe
half.
she's like Return to Monkey Island, Elaine Marley.
Yeah.
completely nice and sweet. Then
aw.
I don't remember any other characters. I remember there's like some douchebag guy in there too.
Yeah, Billy
So-
Zane. He's kind of
Oh,
the
yeah.
douchebag guy that's in there, and he's really good at playing that. Him and Kathy Bates, who was like Margaret Brown. Those are kind of the two that stick out for me the most out of that. But who would play them? That's a great
How is
question.
he? What's his persona? This Billy Zane.
Oh, he is. He
is rich and entitled and,
Yeah.
thinks he's better than everybody. And
Yep.
Like almost like on the jock side maybe of things. Like would call somebody a Poindexter.
no,
If, like,
more
the
elitist.
Debonair.
Ah.
We're slowing down the show. How about we jump? We'll think about it as we go, right?
No, we're good. We got stuff going.
That's fair.
Yeah, does anybody else have anything for Titanic? If not, we can go to you, Paul,
Sorry,
for
I
your
killed it
non-existent
with
entry.
Titanic.
No, it's okay. I can't
Just
even
saying
think of
this
like a
entire
decent
podcast.
I was trying to think of a really iconic door in adventure games real quick, like maybe King's Quest 2. Just if we wanted to try and cast, the door at the end. But again, we'll just move on from Titanic.
Maybe
There was a
Prince
talking door in
Alexander.
Dork Grand Inquisitor, I think.
Yeah, there we go. All right. We're drumming up some doors here. We got good doors. Okay.
There was a door in Hitchhiker's Guide, but you can't ever go through it, which is kind of like what happened to a lot of the people on the Titanic. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Oh, too soon.
I mean,
I know. So bad. At least you caught it. That's good, though. It's terrible.
Okay, mine is Rocky. So
Ooh, nice.
for some
All
reason,
right.
this is the one I gave to Anna and Hayes for an example. Dang, we're really doubling down. I guess I'm gonna go with a ripped King Graham from King's Quest V.
Sure.
The silver fox King Graham.
We're talking like steroids injected directly into the testicles, King Graham.
Yes.
In King's Quest
Rough.
5. Biceps, backs.
Great cheese off of his abdomen. That would be what are we talking about? Oh, Rocky. Yeah, that's Rocky himself, I guess. The coach, the little angry Italian coach guy, he's probably Cedric. Actually, why not?
I like it.
Just only sort of helpful. And again, this is the movie, not the game. So who else is okay? So and then the bad guy.
So we're talking Rocky 1.
Yeah, that's a good point. We should establish who even is the villain.
Because Apollo Creed is who he's up against in 1.
What about
maybe we'll go with what is it? Lee. We'll go with Lee.
Oh yes, right. You pitched Graham for Rocky and Sophia for Adrian and Cedric for Coach.
Oh, thanks for going back. I forgot there was an Adrian. Phew. I could buy some credit back. All right. What about that Terminator robot from Space Quest 3? He looks
and 4.
Multi-talented.
Thank you.
Or is it 5? Is it Terminator Robots is in 4 and 5, isn't it?
What if we cast Rocky and Apollo as the Rock'em Sock'em robots from the end of Space Quest 3?
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
And just a ridiculous twist of events that gets us through that. That was close. Thank God. Okay. Is anybody else left?
That's okay.
Well, I was going to say, I kind of think of Rocky's wife's brother might be Cedric. What's that guy? Adrian's brother might be Cedric.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. How does that...
No, Rocky. No, don't do it. No,
Oh, Ambrose, right.
I'm so
of
glad
course.
we
I don't
came back
remember
to
who
this. It's
plays
brilliant.
Ambrose. Yep. Yeah.
So good. You're right.
Oh, here it is. John Turturro. Right, of course. John Turturro.
That's brilliant.
He was in Monk, I think.
Absolutely brilliant. Or was that Tony Shalhoub?
Shalhoub. I don't know. You should always use lube.
Words.
So glad we got to say that, though. Yeah. All right. Does anybody have a movie left?
I think Jack does.
Yeah, I do. Now, I misunderstood the homework assignment. I told you Joshua and I were like misfiring on our communication earlier. So I thought we had to use the cast from one game for its own movie. Not its own movie.
Oh, I like that, though. That's a cool
possibly
idea.
Even better.
Which
right? We should have done that.
It made
Start
it
the
way. No. Yeah. Be glad you didn't do that because it's way harder.
Right.
Last minute homework. We gave them this information 15 minutes before the episode.
Yeah,
aired,
exactly. So I was cursing you guys out before I came on here.
Plenty of time.
Indeed. That's that motivation we were hoping you would get.
I'm kind of pleased with what I came up with. Although it's good that we only went 3 characters deep because I couldn't have gone any farther with it. Mm-hmm. So my movie is Aliens.
Nice.
Not the first one, but it's sort of a combination. The first and
I'm listening.
And my game cast is from Siberia.
Ooh.
So everyone played Siberia?
Yeah.
Some of it.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm gonna.
He says lyingly.
All right. Well, I'll go in sort of reverse order. So, okay, we've got like an android in both Aliens movies. So, in the second one, it's Lance Hendrickson in the movie. So, of course, Oscar, the automaton, has to play Bishop. Mm-hmm. Oh no, I can't go backwards because I've got a lot of explaining to do with the second one. So, and of course, the star is Ripley, who is perfectly played by Sigourney Weaver in the movies. So I've got Kate Walker as her. Now, Kate's a little bit more sort of delicate than Ripley, but
depends on which game.
Yeah, but she starts to find herself and, starts to sort of learn, how to fight back and stuff. And I think Ripley does that too. She's not a fighter at the start. She's a type person. So
Right.
so it doesn't come naturally. So she has to sort of find that strength. And I really, 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 really want to see Kate Walker in that mechanical loader at the end going, get away from her, you bitch. So that would be perfect. Now, okay, the her in question in that quote in the movie is a little girl named Newt. And my game character is pretty much as far away from a little girl as could possibly be. It's Hans Vorarlberg, who in the game is like an old man. But hang on a second. So we're gonna take some rewriting of the movie to make this work, but not as much as you think. Because he had an accident, so sort of developmentally he's like sort of stuck at 10 years old. So so he's got that kind of vulnerability too, but also like his own certain brand of intelligence. Newt had sort of lots of survival skills and stuff that sort of far exceeded her age. And Hans has sort of the tech genius that makes him create all these things. So, and I think why it works is because their vulnerability is what brings out the protective instinct in Kate. So yeah, like she's sort of physically trying to protect the little girl in the movie, whereas Kate is just trying to find Hans to, I don't know. The comparisons break down at some point, but anyway, I had to pick three from the same movie, so I thought I
just figured this out. Like you're talking, you just this is deep, brother.
That's what I was trying to laugh about. I'm like, this before thing, like I would feel like such a dick. It's like
this dude's rewriting movies.
That was the homework I was given an hour before going on the show. Like, Jesus, you must have started to grind from this.
Put this on your resume. This is impressive shit.
Hey, man, I am a writer, so you know,
clearly,
my brain goes in these sorts of directions. So
I just feel bad that because as you're talking, I'm like, oh no, we accidentally dominated this man's day. Like this.
We're still doing it.
Yeah.
We need to have you guys back on our show, and then we can run that the whole show. Like Jack's gonna do his thing. So we're gonna do Jack's idea.
How does this work for me? This just sounds like a whole lot more work. For me.
Oh, we're gonna do everything. We're gonna do your idea.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's harder. It's harder.
Can I throw a question out there about Siberia?
Sure.
Are you team Oscar or team I hate Oscar? Because there's no in between.
Hate's a strong word, but I'm not a fan.
I despise.
He's annoying.
Okay. You either love him or hate him.
Yeah, he was not impartial. He was not impartial. He's like, I don't like him. He's no good, see?
All right. Well, I think now we have gone around the round table and we have done the talkings.
I do start to tend to talk to a little more 1920s gangster at the end of an episode. I don't know.
It does.
Why.
This is how we know we are capping, where it's like, the gangster's coming out. I got to do the outro. Yeah. Is there anything else anybody else wants to say or talk about current projects? Okay, I don't mean you, Paul, but the rest of you, current projects you have, anything you have going on, anything you want to give a shout out for, even if you've already shouted it out, shout it out again in case people fast forwarded to the end.
Ooh, fast forward to the end because that's what happens. If they're here, I'm shocked.
I want to be shocked
when they're still here.
We're doing a US-based adventure game convention in April 20th and 21st of 2024.
Ooh.
So yeah, we're gonna hopefully see everybody there.
And it's exciting. And I was on Francisco's stream because I said earlier when I said that thing about the interviews on your on your YouTube channel. One, I'm not proud of my ignorance, and I do plan to catch up at some point, hopefully, maybe. And two, with the caveat of I did see Francisco's lovely interview with you guys. And anyway, I was on his stream, and he brought up the convention, and Julia was there as well. Minamata from the Crimson Diamond. So it's a nice little dev environment, and it just naturally came up, and people were excited and talking about it, and I was probing, are you going to go? This and that, and everybody seemed really positive, and I'm really excited about it. I mean, it's so nice. I'm in Colorado, so to only have to go to Washington is just amazing. So yeah.
Well, and for 18 years, Jack was just a jackal. All that everybody knew Jack was this jackal icon on adventure gamers. And now not only is he putting his face on our podcast, but he's going to be in person shaking hands with everybody. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey, there's Aldo and all those other people, but Jack Allen. You go by Jack.
I'm thinking that's probably low on the priority list for reasons people might want to go. So
you got longevity cred, man, and in this industry that does mean a lot.
Yeah, if I'm still alive a year from now, I will be there.
Well, you have as much a chance as any of the rest of us. I suppose I'll still being alive.
Good luck, everyone.
Least,
it's pretty scary out here.
I'm the one going around breaking legs, so
This is true. Yes.
Mm-hmm. No, that's exciting. That's great, and I hope you get the word out there. We're going to shoot the word out there, share, and all of that good stuff. Let everybody know. I think a big falling in the adventure game community is sometimes things slip through the cracks because nobody knows about them, or they're just not getting out there enough. So having you guys out there sharing the information, talking about the new games, and having events like this is really what makes the community a family.
Good point. And speaking of which, I feel like things often get stuck in or out of Twitter. So your Twitter is at AG Hotspot. Is that correct?
AG Hotspot. Yeah. I had to think about that. You knew it better than I did.
Thank God. Yeah, it's really terrible. I really put myself out there,
You got to.
Yeah, we haven't actually told all the details of what's going to happen with this bad boy. So be on the lookout for that. We've made an announcement, but the details have not been pushed.
It makes
out
you
there.
sexy and alluring. Yeah.
But wait, there's more.
That's what we were hoping for. Jack and I, when we were planning this, we're like, what can we do to be sexy and alluring? Right. And we came out with, let's have a NerdCon. That's what we landed.
It works. It's the hot thing now.
Enough to work. Yeah.
We're finally nerds are
dressed
cool.
as like the jerk guy on Space Quest 5 with like hair dripping in my face a little bit, and then maybe by the end of the show I'll be turned into a mutant.
That is literally the dream. Yeah.
I'm so excited
to be understood
that.
on that deeply of a level. There's enough people to have covered that, possibility of costume there.
Half weeks or so. Our next episode comes out on Tuesday, and then the one comes after that. Well, we'll figure out what goes where. We'll let you know when it happens.
Math. Yeah, please stop.
Math happens. And that includes today's episodes of the Classic Gamers Guild podcast. We hope you enjoyed our chat about casting adventure game movies, vice versa, and all of our different versions of the above stated. I want to take a minute to thank our guests, Joshua and Jack of the adventure game hotspot.com and podcast. And that's the coolest place to check out all your newest adventure game news, hot off the press with new game announcements, up and coming games, all of that good stuff. You can send them a tweet at AG Hotspot, which is the thing that we know now. And if you want to stay connected with us two, Paul and I, and stay updated on future episodes, you can follow us on Twitter at CGG Podcast and at Phantom Fellows. You can like us on Facebook. We're a Classic Gamers Guild. Join us on Instagram at CGG Podcast. Heck, you can even send us an email, mail@classicgamersguild.com. And don't forget to check out our Patreon page at patreon.com, Classic Gamers Guild, to support the show. Thank you so much for supporting the show. It makes it possible for us to keep making these episodes of nonsense that hopefully some of you actually like. So thanks for listening. We'll see you next week for another exciting adventure in gaming.
And then also don't do a murder.
Yeah, or crack.
Well, do we want to settle on an order so we're not
geographically we can do that maybe?
No, I don't want to have to do geography in my head. Geography. Hang on a second.
Like an adventure game puzzle, just trying to figure out.
Yeah, that's right.